The woman was banging her head forcefully against the glass window. The female protagonist, who had come to the hospital for a prenatal checkup, watched in astonishment. Suddenly, the woman turned her head and glared viciously at the protagonist. Terrified, the protagonist fled in panic, got into her sister's car, and told her sister that the strange disease from abroad had spread here, a disease that drove people insane, causing them to harm themselves or commit suicide. The streets were already in chaos. Suddenly, the phone rang. While the protagonist turned back to grab her phone, her sister, seeing something unknown, lost her mind. She gripped the steering wheel and slammed on the accelerator. The protagonist tried to grab the wheel and call out to her sister, but the car still flipped. The protagonist struggled to crawl out and saw her sister walk into the middle of the road, glancing back at her. The entire city had gone mad. Pregnant, the protagonist wandered confusedly. She was bumped by someone. A kind-hearted woman tried to help her up, but when she glanced into the distance, she became possessed as well. The protagonist watched in horror as the woman climbed into a burning car. Just then, another woman helped the protagonist up, and they finally took refuge in a house. Many people had already hidden inside. Douglas, holding a gun, stared at the protagonist and said, "That person just now was my wife. She tried to help you, but ended up hurting herself." Everyone in the house was terrified. The entire country had entered an emergency state, as reported on TV and through people's experiences. They learned that a kind of evil spirit was now roaming outside. Anyone who saw it would go insane and then commit suicide. In short, it was death upon exposure to light. Everyone quickly sealed the windows of the room. At that moment, there was a knock at the door. Douglas refused to open it, but Tom couldn't stand by and watch someone die. Everyone covered their eyes. When the door opened, it was a pregnant woman. There were many people inside, and food was clearly insufficient. But with their eyes covered, they couldn't go out to find anything. The homeowner suddenly remembered that he had installed many surveillance cameras around. Observing through the monitors should prevent them from being affected by the evil spirit. Everyone said this was too dangerous, but the homeowner decided to take a gamble. He had people tie him to a chair, and then everyone left the room. He turned on the monitors and soon saw a gust of wind sweep across the cameras, followed by a ghostly shadow slowly appearing. His eyes changed. People downstairs heard violent noises and rushed into the room, smashing the screens while blindfolded. But the homeowner had already collapsed and died. A few days later, the food had been completely consumed. They had no choice but to go out to find more. Tom suggested going to the supermarket where he worked, which was nearby. But how could they get there safely? They came up with a bold plan. They painted the car windows with paint, hoping to rely on the navigation system and the car's collision avoidance sensors to drive to the supermarket. Could they make it there safely?